What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maverick Raven coming at you with another video. First off, before we say anything, happy Thanksgiving, y'all. This is this is my favorite holiday of the year, period, bar none. I love it. You know, you get around dinner tables, stories, laughter, memories, new memories. And when I say memories, I mean memories being formed, and then obviously the old memories and the new memories. It's a beautiful thing. You got family, friends. It's a beautiful thing. Food, and then of course there's a patriotic background to it. We're living. I think every country is great for their own reasons, and everybody believes that their country is the best for whatever reason. But I really do believe that the United States is the best country in the world. And you should think that about your country too. Unless it's objectively, like unless it's got some like objective problems that you just need to have hammered out. But you get what I'm saying, for the most part, right? You should be happy about your country. You should be proud of it. Just like you should be thinking that whatever, it's like Kanye West says, I'm the best, and you should think you're the best at whatever you do. Kind of agree with him, bro. And I know he's Looney Tunes on a lot of things, but he's right on that. He really is, if you think about it. He and I share a birthday, actually. Not the same exact year, but yeah, before anybody says anything, yeah. And not the same exact year. Maybe I'm a little bit older, maybe a little bit younger. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, yeah, you guys. So we're gonna go over the last four Trump cabinet picks, as well as just a quick summary of all of the cabinet. 23 out of 23 posts have been announced, obviously. So we're gonna get into that, but before we do, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. All of that stuff really helps out the channel, makes me super happy. We'd love to have you be the newest member of the flock. The flock is for life. So come join us, you guys. We'd love to have you. The air is for everyone. Now, I know everybody's waiting and doing different things and busy and blah blah blah, so I'm gonna get everything out of the way, okay? I might not be doing another video later because it's Thanksgiving, but unless something big happens, maybe I will. Who knows? Who knows? Because as we all know, the 24/7 news cycle is 24/7, 7 days a week, and for pretty much the entirety of every waking moment, it seems. Anyway, so of course you got JD Vance at at the VP spot, which everybody knew that, right? Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, U.S. Ambassador to the UN Elise Stefanik, Administrator of the EPA Lee Zeldin, and a lot of these people are getting bomb threats, and it's just so tragic, man. I really hope that this foolishness stops. Now wait a second. There's an asterisk here. It says National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. Why is there an asterisk? Trump said the role of National Security Advisor will be promoted to the cabinet. Ah. Wow. Look at that. So 23 out of 23 because of that. Cool. Okay. Kind of makes sense. If National Security Advisor literally means, damn it. Sorry, guys. Norton antivirus is maybe good as a program to protect against, your viruses and stuff. But man, dude, it's like constant updates and ads. Mostly ads. It's horrible. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know if it is what it reads like, National Security Advisor, someone that would actually, advise on the national security of the country, and maybe even for the president's safety too, stuff like that. I can see it. I mean, I can see it either way, Director of the CIA, John Radcliffe, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Homeland Security, Christine Nome, Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. I wonder if he's the first Cuban to have ever done that. He probably is. He probably is. I mean, like, I don't know. Secretary of State for sure he is. But I mean, is he the first Cuban to be in someone's cabinet like that. That'd be interesting to know. Just because there's not a lot of us. A lot of people think that there's like Cubans everywhere. There really aren't. It's a weird, like a rare Pokemon that you have to go into the wild to get. You know, you have to like you destroy the obstacle course and just make the best times, and then you qualify to maybe find the secret forest that all the Cubans live in. It's crazy. So the director of national intelligence is going to be, of course, Tulsi Gabbard. I love her. As a matter of fact, speaking of which, I like Pete Hegseth. I like Christine Nome a lot. I like Marco Rubio, probably, believe it or not, less than all these other picks. Just because of the fact that I know Marco Rubio, sadly, has been doing it way too long and is probably part of the establishment already, man. You know, so yay, rah, 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 a Cuban American does it, but it's like, I want it to be a good Cuban American doing it. So I'm a little afraid that he's gonna do the neocon thing, but let's hope he doesn't. Man, if he does, I'm gonna be so disappointed. And all of the Cubans are gonna owe the United States an apology and shit. It's gonna be awful. The Secretary of HHS is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Love him too. Secretary of VA, Doug Collins. Love him. Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum. Excuse me. I had been worried about him. He had said some stuff about Trump in the past, but I was assured by a flock member he's going to be fine. Trust him. So I'm going to trust him. I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to even stress out about it. Secretary of Energy, Chris Wright. Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy. Sean Duffy, as in the husband of what's her name? I forget her first name. Rachel? Is it Rachel Duffy Campos? Is that what it is? Rachel Duffy Campos? Because I think she's Hispanic, and he obviously isn't. But I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look that up. Let me see something. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Let me, yeah, okay, whatever. Rachel Campos Duffy. So she is the Hispanic. Cool. That is cool, you guys. Yeah. Okay, where was I? Now I've lost. Now I've lost where I was. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, you guys. Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick. This guy is a brain with arms and legs, for real. So that I expect big things out of this guy, for real. Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon. I love her. She's great. She's had to put up with a lot of stuff because of her husband. But she's always been a Republican. She's always been a very fiscal conservative, and that's what we need, man. Pam Bondi, as Attorney General, if you would have asked me like a week ago, I would have said, man, I love Pam Bondi as Attorney General. And now it's like, she said something the other day that just wilded me out, and I don't even remember what it was. Oh, yeah, I think it's something about red flag laws. Yeah, man. She didn't go out and out and say red flag laws, but she started talking about how if the police feel that you are, worthy of a Baker Act, for example. She even brought up Baker Act. Because in Florida, we have this thing called the Baker Act, and it's basically an involuntary hold on someone who's not mentally well at that moment, whether it's drugs or actual mental illness or maybe even undiagnosed mental handicap. It could be a bunch of different things, but the point is they're not in control of their mental faculties. It's an involuntary hold. So it's not like if you've, passed out because of a seizure or whatever and you were just comatose and then you come to and then, oh, sorry, you're in an involuntary hold. It's not like that. It's an involuntary hold for someone who is not mentally sound at that moment, and then it's usually 72 hours, almost always, like 99% of the time, it's almost always 72 hours. In Florida, this is a Florida thing. And she's from Florida, that's why I said it. So she mentioned the Baker Act by name, and she was explaining it to President Trump and explaining that, oh yeah, the police will come and they'll take your guns and this and that. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Like, And it's also the beginning of red flag laws. Because if we start identifying people and just saying, yeah, that guy can't have a gun, that guy can't have a gun, that woman can't have a gun. Oh, that woman over there, I think she's crazy. She can't have a gun. Like, that's not the way this country shall not be infringed. Now, I understand if someone who really is, like, going to do something about, like, for example, what's his name? I can't believe, is it Crooks? Matthew something Crooks, right? Was it Matthew Gage Crooks or something like that? Whatever. The guy that tried to assassinate or unalive Donald Trump, whatever. I don't know the YouTube rules yet, I guess. But the guy that tried to unalive President Trump, he tried to unalive him, and they knew that he was a possible threat. They didn't know he was going to be a threat that day, but they knew that he was one of the possible threats in this country. Let's say it like that. So why did they allow him to be anywhere near a gun? Now, are you going to infringe? Because I think that was his dad's gun, right, or his stepdad's gun. It was either his stepdad or his dad's gun. Now you can't infringe upon dad's. You can't infringe upon dad or stepdad's gun rights, but you can't say, "Hey, dad, your son is crazy, bro. He's saying this outlandish stuff." And excuse me, I'm sorry, you guys. I woke up all messed up today. I fell off the bed, so I'm gonna blame it on that. Anyways, so yeah, so you can't say to dad, you know, your son's crazy, and because of that, we're gonna take away your guns. You can't say that. But what you can say is, look, your son's kind of acting a fool right now. At the very least, you know, we suggest you get him help. And by the way, lock up your guns. If not, this is your formal notice that if he does something with your guns, we're gonna try you. It's heavy-handed. It's a lot more than what I would like, but it's the only compromise that I have been able to come up with in the last few days since hearing that insanity from Pam Bondi. Now, I'll be honest, I have not thought about it a lot. I haven't been like breaking my head over it or anything like that. But the reality is, number one, it's not like I've ever claimed to be some sort of legislative master, you know. Never claimed to do that. And it's hard to reconcile the Constitution against mental illness, because when the Constitution was being drafted, it was talking about reasonable people, you know. And yes, reasonable men must do unreasonable things at times. They're driven to do unreasonable things, but not if you're just whacked out because of whatever, dude. I mean, I've seen people whacked out on drugs. I've seen people whacked out on side effects from drugs. You know, and I mean drugs as in like psychiatric drugs and stuff like that. I've seen people just lose it because they had one bad day. It's like that Joker line, the difference between you and me is one bad day. Dude, I'm getting goosebumps because that's such a line. And I know that people used to think for the longest time that comic books were like for kids and stuff like that. But bro, since I was a kid, I remember comic books being about real adult material, you know? It was just material. material. And you know, people would be like, "Oh yeah, buy the funny books for the kids. It'll be fine." Dude, my mom didn't know what was in those comic books. She just knew they were cheap and I was reading, so she was happy about it, you know? But yeah, man. This has been like that is a line that it's stuck with me. All it takes all the difference between you and me is one bad day. Yeah, man. I think with enough push, anybody can be there. And as a former police officer, I can tell you, some people are 99% of their entire lives good, and then make one mistake at the end, and it just unravels right from there. And I don't even mean like a big mistake. I mean just one mistake that they shouldn't have done. They knew they shouldn't have been there, as an example, and it did it, and now their lives are over. You know what I'm saying? Like, Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, I've heard a lot of great things about him. Secretary of HUD, Scott Turner, I've heard a few things about him. I think he used to be a ball player. Football, if I'm not mistaken. Secretary of Labor, Lori Chavez, the Rimber. Chavez, I get so messed up trying to pronounce the Hispanic or Latino names when I have to say a an well, you wouldn't say American, would you? That's kind of insulting to me. But what would you say? A typically Caucasian name that's not ethnic or whatever? Because obviously my name is ethnic as hell, right? So, but still a Caucasian. So a traditionally Caucasian name. Lori me cago en la mierda. Chavez, I'll just say it. Chavez Derimber. I don't know what Derimber is. Lori Chavez Derimber, director of the OMB, Russ Vought, and Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins. Now, we're gonna. There was some talk about Brooke Rollins maybe not being great. I don't know anything about her though. That's the thing. Like, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. It says Brooke Rollins will lead the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Trump's administration, pending Senate confirmation. Brooks' commitment to support the American farmer, defense of American food self-sufficiency, and the restoration of agriculture-dependent American small towns is second to none, Trump said in a statement announcing the nomination November 23rd. Okay, I love all that. Rollins previously worked on Trump's 2016 Economic Advisory Council. She then served in his first administration as director of the Domestic Policy Council, director of Trump's Office of American Innovation, and as his assistant for strategic initiatives. After Trump's first term, Rollins went on to become the president and CEO of the America First Policy Institute. In the new role, she'll oversee various programs related to agriculture, food, and natural resources. Now, we're going to skip over Russ Vought. We're going to go to Lori Chavez Derimber. Wait a second. It was different up here. No, it was not. I just don't know how to read. Okay, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Lori Chavez Derimber, the Labor Secretary. Now, the reason why I'm reading out the ones that might be a little problematic, and it's just going to be one after this one. I've heard that she might be a little bit of a rhino. She's from Oregon, so Oregon's a very liberal, super liberal state. So it's kind of hard to be surprised, you know what I mean? Trump has chosen Rep. Lori Chavez Derimber, or Derimber, or I think it's Derimber. That looks like it's Derimber. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, seriously, because I don't like saying people's names incorrectly. It makes me feel like really disrespectful. To lead the U.S. Department of Chavez, you know that whole book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dr. Dale Carnegie? Read it a bunch of times, bro, and because my grandfather made me read the crap out of that book, man. And that's supposedly the most pleasing thing in someone's, ear, their own names. How narcissistic is that, right? For the longest time, it wasn't my name because my name's complicated. So, anyways, Chavez Derimber. This is gonna kill me. Sorry, my lord, that I took your name in vain. Has represented Oregon's 5th congressional district since 2022. Really? But lost her re-election bid in the Democrat-leaning district earlier this month. She has gained a reputation as a centrist, yeah. As a lawmaker, she has supported pro-union legislation, and she lost me. Such as the Public Service Freedom to Negotiate Act and the Richard L. Trumka Protecting the Right to Organize Act. Oh my goodness. Lori has worked tirelessly with both business and labor to build America's workforce and support the hardworking men and women of America, Trump wrote in his statement announcing the nomination. Guys, this is just to prove to you that I wasn't lying to you when I said that Trump is not even that conservative. I wouldn't even consider him a conservative. I consider him maybe a moderate. Maybe a moderate with right leanings, maybe, if that. But he's really a moderate. I mean, he was a Democrat for the longest time. He was a Democrat for the vast majority of his life. he was a fiscal conservative, but he's socially a liberal for real, you know? At least what classical liberalism used to be. So yeah, I'm worried about this one. Damn, dude. Oh man. A union backer? Oh. And the other one that everyone is freaking making fun of is the former ball player, and that just bothers me so much. Scott Turner, Housing and Urban Development Secretary. Former NFL player Scott Turner is Trump's choice to lead the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. Following his NFL career, Turner was elected to the Texas State House. Cool, bro. Turner is also the founder and CEO. What a life, right? And CEO of the Community Engagement, and obviously our president's had a hell of a life too, but you know what I mean. He is and CEO of the Community Engagement and Opportunity Council, a foundation that's worked to revitalize communities with mentorship and economic programs. Turner served in Trump's first presidential administration as executive director for the White House Opportunity and Revitalization Council. In the role, he oversaw the administration's efforts to support distressed communities across the country, including establishing opportunity zones. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one, bro. That helped bring the lowest unemployment to Hispanics ever, I think, and the lowest unemployment for the black community in decades. Announcing the nomination, Trump thanked Turner for his past work. Under Scott's leadership, Opportunity Zones received over $50 billion in private investment. Wow. That's $50 billion that the government did not have to shell over, that the taxpayer did not have to shell over, that you don't have to worry about whether you agree with President Trump or not, or whether you agree with his projects or not, or whatever. As opposed to, for example, the government giving $30 million a year of something that I pay, whether it's a 0.00000000001% of a penny. Even if I gave that percent of a penny back, I'd like it back if it's gonna fund stuff like Planned Parenthood, which it did. It does. $30 million a year to Planned Parenthood. In case you guys didn't know that. Oh, and you know what? We'll do a bonus. Scott Bessent. And the reason why I'm doing Scott Bessent is because I know a lot of you guys are out there, whether you're Trump fans or you're conservatives or maybe even just middle of the road, independents. I know a lot of you guys have been kind of back and forth on, oh man, these tariffs sound kind of scary. I'm hearing the left say that never works out, this and that. It's a mixture. It's not straight tariffs, guys. And it's also going to depend a lot on this gentleman, Scott Bessent. Let me see if we can pull this picture up. There it is. Scott Bessent, on that gentleman right there. And the reason behind that is because he's going to be the one overseeing the rates. Or not the rates, but you know what I mean. He's going to be the one overseeing the purse strings. In other words, he's going to be the one saying, okay, we got money for this, we got money for that, we got money for these programs, we got money. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be in the presidency here saying, this is our budget, bro, this is our budget. Hey, no, we got deficit, so, it's going to be cool. Wall Street financier Scott Bessent is Trump's nominee to lead the Department of the Treasury. Scott is widely respected as one of the world's foremost international investors and geopolitical and economic strategists. Trump said in a November 22nd statement, Scott's story is that of the American dream. Bessent edged out other top names for the senior post, including former Federal Reserve Board member Kevin Warsh, not familiar with him, and Apollo Wealth Management CEO Mark Rowan. Sounds maybe a little familiar, but not sure. So Bessent previously worked extensively with left-wing billionaire George Soros. Scary, bro. Serving as chief investment officer of the Soros Fund Management a decade ago. He left the Soros-led firm to start the Key Square Group, which received a $2 billion investment from Soros. Bessent has largely kept a low political profile. He hosted several fundraising events for Trump during the 2024 election. His first involvement in politics since he supported Vice President Al Gore's 2000 bid for the White House. I knew it. He has expressed broad support for Trump's tariff plans, calling tariffs an amazing tool, but said these, including a universal 10 to 20% tariff and a 60 to 100% levy on Chinese goods, should be layered in gradually. Yeah, I agree 100%. Let me guess, that's Pan Bomb. Yeah, that's Pan Bondi. So yeah, so there you have it, you guys. I didn't want to make the video this long to begin with because it's Thanksgiving. But anyways, there you have it, you guys. If you guys have anything you'd like to say or anything you'd like to know or whatever, just feel free to hit me down below in the comments. I will. It's if YouTube sends me the notices, I will get it on my phone. I mean, that's the theory, but it's not working out even in theory anymore. So I don't know. So hit me up and hopefully I'll check it out on my phone. If not, I will literally come back at some point today during holiday hours, and I'll check to see if there's any comments, and hopefully they're there if I see them. So and then I don't miss them is what I mean. But you know what I mean. Anyways, I'm kind of like super pressed for time because I'm making some nice red beans, like Cuban traditional red bean, like you would get like in a ranch somewhere in Cuba. So it's gonna be pretty good. It's got sausage in it, chorizo in it, and it's gonna be pretty good. I'm gonna make it with some carrots. I know it's kind of weird to some people, but I'm gonna make it with some carrots, a little bit of potato just to cut acidity and the salt content, because some of the stuff I add might be a little salty. And I gotta be careful, especially with people that are coming over that don't eat any salt. My mother-in-law, who I call mom lovingly, and she is my mom, closest thing I have to one, especially for sure. And I have another woman who I love very much. Which, if you're watching, Liliana, hola mami, te quiero. How could I forget you? Anyways, you guys, that's it. Let me know, guys. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I'm scared about some of these picks. I'm not gonna lie, and no matter how much I love the MAGA movement, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When something's at fault, I'll take the heat from saying it's wrong, because I know a lot of you guys are gonna get mad at me, but it's not all perfect, I would have loved to have Matt Gaetz as Attorney General, especially after that freaking thing from Pam Bondi and her red flag adjacent laws that are scary to me, But we'll see. Anyways, you guys, as always, stay safe, stay based, and normally that'd be the end of it, but today's a happy Thanksgiving type of day. So we're going to have a happy Thanksgiving. God bless you guys. God bless your families. Remember that whoever you guys choose to be around today, if you're able to. I know not everybody's able to have a beautiful day with their family and friends, but if you're able to, cherish, regardless of who you're around, cherish the people you're with, because Thanksgivings are special. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.